Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. Just a quick heads up before we dive in. Like I said last week, I'm using NVGO as a visual overhaul for all my footage this week. And also I wanted to give a heads up that there will be no Skyrim video next week because I will be posting a long-form review of the Wabbajack mod pack Apostasy. My goal is to post it by Tuesday of next week, same as the Skyrim weekly mod review, but it might end up being posted later in the week. We'll just have to play it by ear. So with that, let's go ahead and dive into this week's mods. First up, we have Orpheus. He is a snow elf follower with over 1,300 lines of dialogue and a custom combat AI. You find him near Hamar's Shame, which is the same location where you do the quest for Clavicus Vial. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, he is a breath of fresh air. And not in the way that you think I might mean. He's edgy, but he's not over the top. I mean, he has this great voice acting, this dark sense of humor, and he doesn't rely on those sort of Marvel-style quips. I don't know about any of you, but a lot of the companions, while I do like a lot of them that have become very popular in the Skyrim modding community, all of them have very similar personality types, where they all feel like they could kind of perfectly slot into a Marvel world and say these quippy one-liners, or they're always making jokes about things. And honestly, I really like Orpheus because he's not that. He is grounded, he is real. I mean, he is a villain for sure. He's not a good guy, but I like that.
You still haven't figured it out. Oh, mortal. Very well. Perhaps I can help elucidate the obvious. Tell me, when you look at me, what is it you see? Oh my, did you come up with that all on your own? I imagine it took considerable effort on your part, at the very least.
Combat-wise, he's entirely custom, like I said earlier, meaning he doesn't play well with follower frameworks. So you can use those mods and him, but don't try and integrate him into the follower framework. Don't force that to happen. Over the 2-ish hours I played, I heard a pretty good amount of lines, all of them super high quality. It's hard to do an evil playthrough in Skyrim, but playthrough where you align with evil creatures. So, I'm very excited to try out siding with the vampires in the Dawnguard DLC with Orpheus at my side. I think that'll be super interesting to see how that unfolds. I think he fits perfectly. Next up, we have Sensible Oculory Solution. Now, this is a very simple mod that doesn't change the puzzle itself, but adds small indicators to the central device to make it easier to understand which buttons control what. And this footage right here is from the mod page, since it's pretty deep into one of the Elder Scrolls quests. It's not a huge overhaul, but it is a nice quality of life add-on for anyone deep into the Elder Scrolls questline. Next up, we've got Shrine of Azura. This one is definitely about immersion, and it adds a small Shrine of Azura that you can pray to at the massive statue Shrine of Azura just south of Windhelm. Honestly, I think we can all agree there should have been one there all along. It's a small but meaningful addition that brings a little extra lore and atmosphere to the world. Next up is Armor of Nocturnal. This is a sleek set of armor that gives off just the right vibes for Nocturnal without leaning too heavily into the all-black, edgy territory. The design has some really beautiful detailing, and while it is a set of half-heavy, half-light armor, which is a little strange, it's treated as ebony for crafting purposes. The only real downside to this armor is there's no HDT physics yet, but the mod author said on their page if somebody's willing to help them, or if somebody wants to make it, they'd be more than happy to put it on the mod page itself. So I think once that's added, it's definitely a guaranteed addition onto my mod list on my personal playthrough. And finally, we have got Singalongs of Skyrim. Now, this uses AI to generate new songs and voices for NPCs to sing along with. And I mean, sometimes it's really fun.
And brandish his blade as he told of bold battles in gold he had made. But then he went quiet, did Ragnar the Red, when he met the shield maiden Matilda.
And sometimes it's really cursed, actually.
One bit down the Elfin town, knew he had to try. All could see what was to be, the signs were in the sky. With 2 bits down, those all around could see what might transpire.
Either way, it adds some extra lore-friendly tunes that the bards can play on request. I don't believe they'll shuffle through these randomly. But I'll go ahead and play a couple for you now so you can get an idea of the quality of the AI voices, which leaves a little bit to be desired, but the songs themselves I think are pretty alright.
She broke many hearts, and marriage is more. The women all thought her a whore, and when they got paid, all the men in town did visit the lusty Argonian maid. When men would see her, their eyes would go wide. Out came their tongues they could not hide. She had not a care in the world, it seemed.
They say that her hair was made from the silk of the spiders that grace Skyrim's forests, and her heart was so pure, according to lore, even dragons were tamed by her manner. Nobody knew her name, but it said if they did, they still could not pronounce it. Her own voice was like honey, and no amount of money could ever hope to reproduce it.
And that wraps up this week's Top Mods of Skyrim. Remember, no Skyrim video next week because of the Apostasy review. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe. It really does help the channel out quite a lot. Got a mod you think I should check out? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, happy modding, and I will see you in Tamriel.